Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders in yesterday's victory, 20-13. What a defensive and offensive masterpiece. I'm pretty surprised that Vegas didn't end up putting 30 on the New England Patriots defense, to be quite honest with you. Geno Smith, 362 yards. Now, I love this play because this is Dante Thornton, the rookie. He had 2 catches for 45 yards in this football game. His ability to come back and track this ball is awesome. I loved the ballsiness of Geno. He had 9 throws over 20 yards. And I know the final score is 20-13. It was very sloppy weather. And like I said, the scoreboard didn't really give off how or what I watched. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I really feel like Vegas probably could have put up 30 points here in this football game. But Dante Thornton, the guy everybody's been talking about in training camp, the guy who had so much hype coming into the NFL draft in general, gets with Geno Smith. You know, this is awesome. You know, just these high-level plays. Look at this cannon on Geno. I don't know the last time a Las Vegas Raiders starting quarterback in Week 1 threw for 362 games. I would love to hear that stat line because this one felt different. We've been saying this all preseason. We've been saying this all offseason, and people are like, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, we just saw it. Vrabel's got a good defense over in New England, and we're going to break down this game for the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, here we go. 38 yards to Brock Bowers right here, number 89, and he's just going to run in all this open field here. Now, it did get a little bit scary. Didn't play in the fourth quarter. 5 catches, 103 yards. The good news is, first off, Michael Mayer looks like a hidden gem, just like he was when he got drafted, and Bowers in open space is just insane. This guy is already one of the league's best tight ends in the National Football League. But 5 catches, 103 yards. This one went 38 yards, catch and run. I was interested to kind of see. He didn't play all that many snaps, and I'm excited for, like, as opposed to, you know, kind of what we were expecting. And I'm very curious how Chip Kelly's going to deploy Brock Bowers, especially as a vertical threat this upcoming season, because he's coming off one heck of a rookie season. And this guy's obviously got an insane amount of talent. And as far as that snap count goes, you know, keep in mind, he did not play in the fourth quarter. But I did just want to say he's going to be all good, which is a huge sigh of relief. And, yeah, let's keep it moving. All right, guys, we're looking at the Ashton Jeanty touchdown here. Now, you can look at the box score. 19 carries for only 38 yards, including this touchdown. His longest run, Jeanty's longest run of the day, was only 9 yards. And I will just say, especially if you didn't watch this game, or now that we have all 22 clip, you know, and I know this is like the red zone, for example, so you're going to have a bunch of guys in the box for the Patriots, but they went in with this game plan of stopping the run. You know, Vegas ran the ball 24 times for only 56 yards and that touchdown right here from Jeanty. And I love his brute power here. Gets stuffed a little bit. The offensive line just keeps pushing. They keep pushing, and Jeanty gets in there for the goal line score. And I do just want to say, once again, you know, watching it back especially, the Patriots stacked the box so much. They had so many guys in this general vicinity, and maybe this is a bad example, like I said, because it's the red zone. You know, you've got limited field to work with here, and it also looks like a run. But anyways, they came in to stop the run, and that's why Geno, he only threw 34 balls. He completed 24 of them. That's a 10.6 yards per completion there. 362 yards. And I'll say, Geno really only had one bad throw this game. But like I said, they played a lot of just guys in the box, which really freed up that receiving game and that throw and passing game. And that's what we're going to get into here. So another thing here, the Raiders defense had 4 total sacks. They probably even could have had a little bit more. Now, this is the interception, and I love it. The Raiders defense already scoring or already causing turnovers. What we're looking at right here that kind of sets up this Polamalu interception is this beautiful stunt here by Max Crosby. Kind of fakes going on the outside, got DT going inside, and he just slips around and gets a great hit on Drake May, which means the ball's overthrown, and Polamalu, just like in preseason, comes down with this football. But even just keep in mind right here, look at how many Raiders are in this general vicinity. We got these 2 guys. We got our safeties over here. And this ball, you know, if it's underthrown, this guy's catching it. If it's thrown a little bit or overthrown, Polamalu's coming down with this. But this pressure And this interception, Isaiah had 7 total tackles, including this interception here. I think the cornerbacks played really good. Everyone was freaking out in the preseason about the defensive back room. It's very inexperienced, and they did a really good job of stopping Drake May and this New England Patriots offense. Drake May, 287 yards, but he threw 46 times, had 30 completions. That's only a 6.2 average. And I just love this pressure. We're going to get into Malcolm Koonce. Tyree Wilson had a sack. The Raiders had 4 total sacks, and they were all over Drake May in this offensive line, but especially Mr. Max Crosby. All right, guys, we got a Trey Tucker touchdown here. And just kind of like what we were talking about, he's running a beautiful drag, beautiful cross here. And you're going to see this a lot in Chip Kelly's offense. But like we said a few clips ago, look how many Patriots guys are here in the box. All right, this is early in the first quarter. This is the first touchdown of the game for the Raiders, first points in the game. And it's 3rd and 11. So they're bringing everybody up. And some guy, one guy stays back here. But they're stacking this box. They don't want Ashton Genty to run. And I know it's 3rd and 11. But you get the point here. We saw a lot of this from the Patriots defense. And so we got Trey Tucker up here, who's unbelievably quick. He had 2 catches for 54 yards, including this touchdown. And he's he's completely and utterly wide open. And even though we have all these Patriots defensive guys on the line here, the Raiders offense held up really well. Now, I know Geno Smith ended up getting sacked 4 times. I want to say most of those were in the first half, if not all of those sacks were in the first half. And I think, I saw a lot of people commentating on this, where just the adjustments that this Raiders offense and defense made in the second half was a really big deal. The Raiders outscored them 10-0 in the third quarter. The Patriots, they put up points right at the tail end of the football game. Otherwise, they were pretty much shut out. And Las Vegas was down at halftime. It was a 10-7 game. Daniel Carlson missed like a 58-yard or something like that. Very long kick. It was rainy, crappy weather here in New England. But I loved this. You're going to see so much of this this upcoming season with Las Vegas, where Trey Tucker, they're trying to stop the run. They're trying to put pressure on the QB. You got Dante Thornton. You got Trey Tucker back there. You got a bunch of speedsters. Something we haven't seen in Vegas in way too long. These guys that can just beat you over the top, and an actual quarterback who can connect with these wide receivers. All right, this was one of the best plays here by Geno Smith and this Raiders offense. It is 17-10. They're on the 38-yard line. It's 4th and 1. All right, it's 4th and 1. They're calling a pass. And this right here, this is Brock Bowers, and he's blocking. He looks like a blocker on this play, and you're going to see him just get wide open here. And Geno using his feet, doing a really good job. You see Brock Bowers just kind of slips on out of this block right here. Beautiful play. A little bit overthrown, but this is where you got to throw this football. Maybe it's a little bit overthrown it to the left, but Brock Bowers comes down with this. Michael Mayer comes down with this football here. Like we said at the beginning, 4 catches, 38 yards here. Getting confused. Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers. They say, I think Pete Carroll was like after the game, we got 2 ones. We don't have a starting tight end in Brock Bowers and then a backup tight end in Michael Mayer. We got 2 starting tight ends on this team, and especially when Brock Bowers went down with that injury, like you're seeing right here. Michael Mayer had a huge game. All 4 of those catches came at big moments, and I just love the ballsiness by Chip Kelly and this Las Vegas Raiders offense on 4th and 1 to the technical backup tight end of Michael Mayer here. All right, guys, we will end it on this clip. Malcolm Koonce forced fumble. I want you guys to hit that like button, as always. Try and get 100 likes on today's video, but most importantly, give me your player of the game down below. Maybe give me your offensive player and defensive player down below. But this was just kind of what we saw a lot. He gets double teamed there. Number 38, what is that? Ramondre Stevenson, doesn't look like it. The running back is trying to chip him a little bit, and it just doesn't work. And he's going against this LT here, and he just gets right on through, and we see the strip sack, forced fumble from Malcolm Koonce here. And I just love the pass rush, and I love that Malcolm Koonce, we saw a little bit of it at the tail end of preseason, where this guy's coming back from a gruesome injury. He hasn't played live football in a really long time, and already in his first game back, first regular season game back, he's already out here making plays, forcing pressure. I think we're going to do a defensive video because I do want to show, some of these defensive backs. I do want to show a little bit of Tyree Wilson. He had a nice sack. I want to look into a little bit more of Max Crosby because he had such a dominant game. But folks, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button as always, and give me your player of the game on offense and defense down below. Peace.